my channel, and today I am going to actually talk about actually answer a question that I mentioned in my last video. Matte foundations do better for the pores than luminous foundations. So I did a little research and I came up with a little bit of information that I would like to share with you guys. So I'm going to pull this up a little bit because, just feel like that looks good there. So now let's start with luminous foundation. So I basically went in and asked for what are the benefits when it comes down to luminous foundations. This is the answer that I received, and I simply just went into Google and I just Googled key benefits for luminous foundations, for using or wearing luminous foundations. And this is what I got. This foundation smooths the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, plus reduces the appearance of imperfections, pores, dark circles, and shadows, while it evens out the look of the skin tone. So, just going by that right there, the benefits, once again, the benefits of a luminous foundation: smooths the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, reduces the appearance of imperfections, pores, reduces the appearance of pores, dark circles, and shadows, while it evens out the look of the skin tone. So right there, we know that luminous foundations do reduce the appearance of pores. And I totally agree. Now, here is just a few extra questions and answers in case you want a little more information. But that just tells us everything. What luminous foundations does: helps out with wrinkles, imperfections, reduces the appearance of pores, dark circles, shadows on the skin. It just corrects, or at least helps out with those issues. But a foundation that makes your skin glow, Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk is one. NARS Natural Radiant Longwear, Guerlain La Essential, YSL All-in-One Glow, Dior Forever Skin Glow, Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder, and Clinique Even Better Glow. Now there's more products, but I'm not going to get into that because it just, that's plenty. But if you want to go into the drugstore and you want to find some luminous foundations, I highly recommend, of course, I'm going to go to my products that I currently use. The Garnier Skin Active BB 5-in-1 Miracle Skin Protector. This will help your skin glow. Another one that will help your skin glow is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup, SPF of 20. That's a good one that helps out with glow, but also provides a lot of coverage. Another product that provides glow that I have what I've been using is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Enhancer. This has 3 essential benefits for the skin. It's like retinol, it's a sun protectant, and it's a sheer tint. I usually use this underneath a BB cream or a foundation, okay? So this will provide a nice glow to the skin as well. Let's see. Now, the other two, I wouldn't say actually provides a glow. So those are basically the ones that I know that will, as far as foundations, that will provide a glow. Okay, but you heard me say the list of foundations. Okay, which foundations is best for your skin? The best luxury foundation is Giorgio Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Foundation. And the list just goes on. It just says like the best long lasting foundation, the best lightweight foundation, the best clean foundation. It just has a whole lot. You can look it up for yourself. But they say as far as the best foundations for your skin, the best luxury foundation is Giorgio Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Foundation. All right. What type of foundation is best for older skin? Best overall is Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation Stick. Best drugstore is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. That was what I was going to also include. The Pro Glow is absolutely a great luminous foundation as well as a good foundation for mature skin. Best full coverage will be the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC and Cream with SPF of 50. And there's more items, but like I said, I'm not going to get into everything. What is the best foundation for fine lines and wrinkles? The 5 best anti-aging foundation that really, truly get rid of fine lines is Neutrogena Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector. Okay. I think I had that one, but I returned it. So, okay, another foundation that's good for anti-aging that is an anti-aging foundation that gets rid of fine lines is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. The CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless 3-in-1 Foundation. I've tried the CoverGirl 3-in-1. It's really good. Yes, it is. Dior Captured Total Foundation. I had that one, used it all. It's really good. The L'Oreal Paris Visible Lift Serum Absolute Foundation. That's a good one. I've used that one as well. Let's see. What makeup makes the face glow? We already talked about that. What foundation looks most natural? I think that's interesting. Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation, Mattifying Oil-Free Foundation. The Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation. Wise St. Lawrence All Hours Long Wear Natural Matte Foundation. Marc Jacobs Beauty Shameless Youthful Look 24-Hour Foundation. I would love to try that one by Marc Jacobs because I love that absolute powder. It's so good. The Cover Fix Natural Finish Foundation and NARS. Okay, one more, you guys. What is the best foundation to make you look younger? Okay, 6 anti-aging foundation that erase years instantly. Neutrogena Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector. I tried that one. Juice Beauty. I don't know. PHYTO Pigments Flawless Serum Foundation. Bobbi Brown Extra SPF 25 Tinted Moisturizing Balm. Wise St. Laurent Touch Eclat Latent Radiance Awakening Foundation SPF of 22. Hourglass Veil Fluid Makeup. And there's more, okay? So we're going to stop right there with the Luminous, examples of some Luminous foundations. And as we know that luminous foundations do reduce the appearance of pores. And I highly, highly believe that because I'm using a lot of luminous products and I noticed that my pores has really reduce in size. Okay, so yes, I know that to be true. So luminous foundations do reduce the pores, the appearance of pores. All right, let's get to matte foundations. For all of you matte foundation lovers, I used to love matte foundations as well, but I'm just not into them as I used to. But here's the benefits of matte finish foundations. Matte finish foundations offer a lightweight texture and finish that won't leave the skin feeling heavy. They're easy to blend and provide buildable coverage. They're super effective when it comes to cutting down on excess oil. They're safe to use if you have acne-prone skin. They're great for women that live in humid climates looking for a long wear foundation. All right, so they didn't say nothing about pores, okay? But we'll see. That they just that's it, okay? They didn't say. I personally feel right now, while we're right here where the benefits of matte foundations. When I asked the question in my last video, like I'm gonna look this up and research, I automatically knew that matte foundations have a tendency to stick out the pores because it has so much coverage. And so when you get all, you think it would cover enlarged pores or actually make the pores look better, but actually matte foundations stick it out because it's so much coverage going on. It's so full, it's so thick that it just, to me, it can bring out a lot of those little bitty things like pores, but it can cover acne, it can cover up scars and all that. But when it comes down to the pores, it gets into the pores, you guys, and it just, it just gets in there and clog up the pores, and the pores get enlarged. That's what happens with matte foundations. But if you want to know some of the best matte foundations, in case you're a matte foundation lover, one of them is the Stay Naked Weightless Foundation. Another one is the Clinique Stay Matte Oil-Free Makeup. The best drugstore matte foundations. Oh, I would have to touch the button for that. But I would say some of the best matte foundations in the drugstore, just from my experience, would be the Maybelline Super Stay foundation, the 24-hour Super Stay foundation, and the foundation stick. That's like so good. The coverage is amazing. And I think the NYX, one of the NYX foundations, I can't think of the name. I haven't purchased it, but I've seen it on other people, and it's really good mattifying, like, foundation. I mean, it covers like no tomorrow. Another one would be the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation. Great coverage, amazing coverage. And also the other one, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. That's a good one. And I also think that the Revlon Color Stay foundation is really good, full coverage, or matte, I should say matte foundation. So that's just a few from my experience, and there may be more. I may not can think about it right now. I know the best concealer, as far as a matte concealer right now in the drugstore, is the ELF 16-hour camo, concealer. I've talked about that a lot. I have it over here. I use that as my eyeshadow base. So I know that if you're looking for a good matte concealer, that's the one to go for. The ELF 16-hour camo concealer. That's one of the best. Another foundation that is mattifying for the skin is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet and Mattifying Foundation. Another one is the Bare Minerals Matte Foundation Broad Spectrum of 15. This is powder foundation. Okay, here we go. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I just mentioned that. That's one that is so good if you want a mattifying. I created a video years ago when this first came out. And y'all, I was right in front of my patio. That's where I used to tape my videos because I love natural lighting, just like I'm in front of the window now. And honestly, you guys, it was so hot that day. And also we had what you call it when the sun, like it gets dark. I forget what you call it. It's like the sun, I forget what you call it. I know what it is, but do you call it an eclipse? I think that's what you call it, an eclipse. And I didn't know that day. I hadn't looked at the news, and I was taping the video, and that happened. But y'all, it was so hot, and you could see the sweat on my face. And you guys, I put on that L'Oreal mattifying or the L'Oreal matte foundation. Y'all, it just absorbed all that oil, like all the oil, like the sweat, the oil from the sweating, because it was a very long video. So I know for a fact that one from the drugstore is really good. If you love a matte foundation, try the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Foundation. You will not regret it. That's a good one. Smashbox Camera Ready BB Water is a good one for matte, as a matte foundation. That's about it that they have listed here. So y'all, we see that when it comes down to matte foundations, the benefits of a matte foundation is that they offer lightweight texture, okay? They blend easy and provide a lot of buildable coverage. They're super effective when it comes down to cutting down on oil, okay? And they're safe to use if you have acne-prone skin. And they're great for women that live in humid climates, okay? For them to have a long-wearing type of foundation. So mattifying foundation would be the best. Now, I did also decided to ask another question, just kind of surf the internet and ask how to choose the best foundation makeup for your skin. Because some people, they don't have an idea. Like I know from my experience, I have been in stores where I've had many women walk up to me and ask me, like, what kind of what foundation do you use? What foundation would you recommend for so-and-so, so-and-so? Or I'm having this type of issue. What would be good for that? I've had many to walk up to me. I don't know if because I had a lot of makeup on, maybe they thought I was a makeup artist, or I just happened to be there and they thought, well, let me just ask somebody. Or maybe they thought I might have been working at the store. I don't know. But I've had people to walk up to me and ask me about certain products, like what would you use if you had this and that and my skin is this and that and I'm looking for this and that. So I decided to look up the question, or actually type in the question, how to choose the best foundation makeup for your skin. And this is what I received from it. So it's a bunch of them, but we're going to go through it. As we know, foundation is not like one size fits all. It's not. Okay. Everybody's skin is different. Some is oily, some is dry, some is combination. Then there's, problematic skin. I hate to say it that way, but y'all get what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of things going on. Then there's some like me that has scars, discoloration. You might want to put that in problematic. That's okay. But you get what I'm saying. So One foundation will not suit everybody's skin. So here we go. Here's the list of different kinds of foundations, and here's the benefits and the downside of it, okay? Matte finish liquid foundations. The benefits is lightweight texture, and the finish doesn't feel heavy on the skin. So the finish is light on the skin, and it's light. It's just a lightweight textured type of foundation. Mattifying finish foundations. They're easy to blend, like I said before, and the coverage is buildable. It's excellent for holding back oil, excess oil, or shine. It's safe choice for covering blemishes, like I said, like scars, acne, anything like that. Yes, mattifying foundations is very good for that. And also it benefits anyone that lives in a humid climate, so that their foundation can last longer, because it's so hot. If you put on a Luminess foundation, it's just gonna fall off because it's so hot and humid. So you will need to use a mattifying foundation if you're living in a humid place. The downside of a matte foundation or a mattifying finish foundation is that it can exaggerate flaky skin or wrinkles if the finish is too dry. So if you got wrinkles, if you have flaky skin, do not put on no mattifying foundation. It's going to stick it out. And I know that to be a fact, because when I got into mattifying foundations, at the time my skin was dry, and I'm telling you, I could see every little dry patch I had on my skin. So I would really spray my face. If some of you watched my videos back in the day, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. When I used to use that hard candy hydrating primer, I would just, because I needed to put something on that would like melt that, mattifying, foundation into my skin. So I would just load on the setting spray to make it work. All right. So it says you can remedy this by applying a light layer of moisturizer or a serum underneath, although that can reduce the matte aspect of the finish. So that's what I said. When I use the hard candy hydrating primer mist, it would absolutely sort of, I said melt, but kind of just simmer down all of the mattifying benefits from the foundation. So it does take away that matte finish a good bit. Okay, attempting to blend mistakes after it sets can cause rolling or streaking, which is hard to correct. That's true. Usually once you put on a mattifying foundation and it sets, usually they set really fast. When they set, and it's like you say, I didn't put enough on. I want a little bit more over here on this side or over there. When you go back in to try to add more, it's just gonna cake up. It's just gonna look just really, really, a lot of times it just doesn't look good, even though I've done it several times and walked on out with it looking cakey and all of that. But it's the truth. When you put it on, it's usually you can't go back in and add more unless it's one of those mattifying foundations that takes a little while to dry, and usually that's not the case with mattifying foundations. Usually once you put them on, put it on, you have to go on in and blend it out and get it all done. Okay, just put it on your face and get it on quick. All right, moisturizing liquid foundation. So this would be like Luminess foundations. The benefits of it is that it typically provides light to medium coverage that allows for a natural look. True. That's what I like about the Luminess BB creams that I use, or foundations. I am into that natural look, but I love to build it up with the light sheer powder when I want more coverage. So that is true. The best for hydrating skin without being greasy. Okay, yes, it can hydrate your skin, and also you can have a result that is not greasy. Depending on what primer you use underneath. Okay, if you're using a lot of hydrating products underneath, hydrating or a luminous foundation, you might get greasy. So it depends on the primer and what you put underneath it. But that is somewhat true. It just depends, once again, on the primer and the moisturizer that you use underneath it. Satin or satin matte finishes, perfect for normal to dry skin. True. I consider my skin normal to combination. Sometimes, a lot of times my skin is oily, but I do have days when my skin is dry. Sometimes I have days where my skin is dry and oily. So I say normal to combination. Yes, I think that's what you call it. But yeah, it's perfect for normal to dry skin. Luminous foundations is perfect for that. Many have a slight sheen for a youthful looking glow. That's what I like. I love the glow benefit from it. If there's anything about luminous foundations that I like, is I love the glow part about it, and I do like the way my pores look. I just look so youthful. You look youthful because your pores are not so enlarged, and you don't have a lot of texture. A lot of texture doesn't like, it doesn't peep through, in my opinion, with luminous foundations. Downside, not the best option for oily skin because the moisturizing finish makes oily areas look even more oily. That's true. If you're really, really oily, and I used to have some friends that had really, oily skin, really bad oily skin. Oh, if they ever tried a luminous foundation, they could like it and everything. But by the time they put it on, by the time they finish putting all of it on, they would be like, it would look like they were sweating. So no, if you have oily skin, stay away from luminous foundations. I'm serious. Unless you're going to dab just a little bit, like, you know how you want to dab a little bit and then add on a mattifying foundation, sure, go ahead, but don't just use the luminous foundation on its own. You're gonna look like you're gonna look soaking wet. Okay, your face is gonna look soaking wet. Don't do it. Benefits for anti-aging and serum foundations. I like serum foundations, a lot of them. Best at multitasking foundations, providing coverage and anti-aging ingredients that are beneficial for all skin types. So yes, all skin types can use anti-aging serum foundations because it's going to help out with wrinkles, fine lines, all those things. Okay, so we all can use those sort of products or those type of serums. Anti-aging and serum foundations actually is a form of skincare. It's like a skincare routine that gives you better results. Okay, every time, you guys. So yeah, so you can benefit with an anti-aging and serum foundation because it's like an anti-aging skincare to give you better results, better foundation results, or just your skin looking better in general. The downside to a serum that's like an anti-aging serum foundation is that some anti-aging serum foundations exaggerate their superstar ingredients, benefits, or include only minute amounts, so you're not getting what you pay for. So what they're saying is usually some of these serum foundations just do not last a long time. Or you can put them on and they don't actually work for your wrinkles, fine lines, or other reasons you might be actually using the serum to help out with skincare, as far as skincare benefits. That's when it comes to you actually researching or either trying all different sorts of anti-aging serums to find the one that's right for you. So that comes with foundations and all. A lot of times we have to use a good bit of foundations in order to find the right one for our skin. And the same thing with the anti-aging serum foundation. So what one may not do for you, another one will do wonderful for you. Like you might get one that may not do anything for your wrinkles, and you can find another one and you're like, oh my God, my pores look better. My skin looks smoother. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things you have to search and just keep searching until you find the right one. All right, so pressed powder or loose powder foundations. So yes, here go the powder foundations. The benefits for them is fast and easy way to get a smooth finish for normal to slightly oily or slightly dry skin. Smooth finish, okay? Some powder foundations offer subtle luminous for a soft glow, and that's true. Some of them do provide a glow, even though they're powder foundations or, yeah, pressed powders. Pressed powder versions are easily portable for on-the-go touch-ups. True. I prefer to put on a powder to touch up my face throughout the day than to actually bring a liquid foundation, and that could be really messy. So I prefer a pressed powder. Just tap a little, the cosmetic pad into it and just dab it on. Okay. So that is true. Okay, powders have a lightweight feel. I agree to that. And powders also are excellent use over a daytime moisturizer with SPF to reduce the shiny finish of some sunscreens. So there we go. Yes, we use powders to absorb oil. So that is so true. The downside to powder foundations is that if you have very oily skin, powder foundations can look clumpy or slip into pores. Okay, so powder foundations cannot be so good for pores either, you guys, as matte foundations. So like it says, and I agree with that, if your skin gets too oily, the powder gets into the fine lines and also into your pores, and it can look a disaster. If you have dry or flaky skin, the powder will absorb moisture, making your skin drier. That is true, because when my skin was really dry, I used to put on a lot of powder because I didn't feel like my makeup was done without a powder. And you guys, I'm telling you, I would have to really spray that hard candy hydrating primer on just to, simmer down that powder, because it would always make my skin look drier. Powder's pigmentation can change when it mixes with the skin. Excessive oil and oxidizes. So yes, you can put on a powder that matches your skin, but when you put it on and it's set there for 5 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and you look in the mirror, you're like, what? This is not the proper shade. Yes, it can change with your body temp and oxidize to a different shade, which is usually darker. And that's just something that I just go on and work with it. What I do with powders like that, I put them on, and what I do is I add the powder on down my neck, and that works, okay? But that is true. Building coverage can look cakey or powdery. That's true. You put too much powder on, you'll look so dusty. And I hate to say that word dusty, but it's true. You look so dusty that it's like when you look at someone that has too much powder, it's like you feel like if you touch their face, you feel like you're just gonna rub everything off of you. Like you touch it, it's like, it's so thick. And so you have to be careful with powder. Cream to powder compact foundations. These are not my favorite. I'm letting you know. I don't like cream to powder foundations. They just never work for me. They seem to be too dry, or either they are just too much for my skin. A lot of times with cream to powder foundations, I do break out. Yes, I do. And even at my age now, if I put on a cream to powder foundation, I may not break out as much as I used to, like when I was in my 20s, but I might have a few pimples that will pop up. I'm telling you, I've tried cream to powder foundations and they just don't work for me. But here's the benefits if you can use a cream to powder compact foundation. The benefits is that it's easy to blend with a sponge or brush, and it sets to a semi-matte or powdery finish. Yeah, because you got your powder and you got your foundation in one. So that's convenient. Ideal for normal to slightly dry or slightly oily skin if you don't want a true matte or dewy finish. So it's like an in-between product. It's like not matte, it's not dewy, but it's right in the middle type of product. So if you're like what I stated a minute ago, if you're like a person that like matte foundation, but you want to dab a few, like a few product or a little bit, if you want to dab a little bit of a dewy foundation, then add on the mattifying foundation, well, you might want to try cream to powder foundation because that's the same thing. It's basically just all in one compact, so you don't have to use two different kind of foundations to get the same result as you would with the cream to powder compact foundation. The another benefit is the wide range of coverage from sheer to full. So you can get, it depends on how much you put on. You can go for a sheer look, which is apply just a little bit on the face, or you can just build it up to full coverage. It works well for on-the-go touch-ups. True, because you have a cosmetic pad in the compact, and you can use it, or you can buy some cosmetic pads, take with you, and actually just dip it into the product and touch up throughout the day. The downside of a cream to powder compact foundation is that it tends to look more heavy than other types of foundations. Yes. It looks heavy and oily to me. Even though they say that it's like a mixture between matte and oily, to me, they just look oily on me. For me, my skin just looks really oily throughout the day of using a compact cream to powder foundation. I don't know why. Just my skin just don't work good with those type of foundations. It's not for very oily skin because the cream portion exaggerates shine and the powder finish isn't strong enough to keep excess oil in check. I just said that. Okay. So now I know what it is. I don't have oily skin though. I used to have dry skin. But I could use the cream to powder compact foundations, and even though I had dry skin, I would look so oily after probably, I say 2 hours or hour and a half. I would look so oily. So it does do that. It gets oily. Okay. All right. So the next downside is that the cream to powder compact foundation is not for very dry skin, because the finish exaggerate dry areas. It does when you first put it on, it does, but like I said, after an hour or two, I really get oily. So yeah, I just don't like cream to powder foundations. I don't. I'm done with those. I tried those like in my 20s and 30s, and no, that don't work. All right, stick foundations. Now, I have a love and a dislike about stick foundations. And I love the coverage of a stick foundation, but I don't like how they slide. The foundation, the product, for me, in my opinion, the product slides. Even if I put a little powder on, I can touch my face and just the foundation slides. But I like the coverage. I like the way that the stick foundations feel on my skin, but it has a tendency to slide off of my skin for some reason. I don't know why. All right, so the benefits is typically offer medium to full coverage to conceal imperfections. That is so true. Works well for on-the-go touch-ups. True. The downside of a stick foundation is that some stick foundations have a thick, waxy texture that looks heavy and can lead to clogged pores. So, y'all, this one is not good for your pores. Stick foundations and mattifying foundations, and what was the other one? The powder ones. Okay. So the stick foundation clog the pores and or worsen breakouts. Okay, the downside also, another downside of a stick foundation is not always easy to blend over large areas. If the finish is too creamy, it can crease into the lines around the eyes. So true. Okay. Now, this is what I'm very interested in. Tinted moisturizers and BB creams. Now, this is basically my thing right now. Tinted moisturizers, sheer tints, tinted skin veils, BB creams, and I'm starting to get into CC creams. So I am just like loving these right now. But let's hear what the benefits is. The sheer nature of tinted moisturizers and many BB creams makes it easier to match skin color because they tend to blend on almost invisibly. So that is true. With my BB creams, it matches. Like my neck and my face is even. The only thing that changes the true match when I use the BB creams is when I go in with bronzer. If I go in with a lot of bronzers, then I have a tendency of my face looking a little darker than my face. But if I don't go in with a heavy amount of bronzer, the BB cream matches my neck, my chest, my face. It all looks all even, okay? That is so true. The other benefit is that BB cream or a tinted moisturizer often combines soft coverage, hydration, and sun protection in one product. For triple the benefits, you get a lot of skincare benefits. That I love. And the bonus is that the formula contains skin replenishing ingredients. That's true. So you get a lot of skincare benefits with tinted moisturizers, BB creams, CC creams, sheer tints, or tinted skin veils. Those type of products, you get a lot of skincare benefits such as vitamins, such as vitamin E, A, C, and all kinds of things like that. So that's the good thing about it as well. The downside of a tinted moisturizer and BB cream, coverage can be too sheer for obvious imperfections, and that's true. That's why I go in with the Neutrogena sheer or mineral shears powder. I do. I go back in with that, and I also put bronzer on. That also helps give me more coverage. So that is so true. But that's just one downside. That's the only foundation that has one downside, and it's just that it could be too sheer. Okay, all the rest of them had many, like at least 3 downsides. Okay, choosing the right shade of foundation. Now that you know what type of foundation makeup best suits your skin needs. The next step is finding your ideal shade. Use our guide to determine your skin and tone in on your perfect match. Okay, so yeah, you guys, that is just a little information in case some of you wonder what type of foundation you should use. I gave you some benefits about the products as well as the downsides. Now, as we know, mattifying foundations is not good for the pores. It was the mattifying foundations and the stick foundations is not good for the pores. And I thought it was one more. Oh yeah, it was the pressed powders, like I said. So the stick foundations, matte foundations, and the pressed powder or loose powder foundations is not good for the pores. So now we know that Luminess foundations, you guys, is the best when it comes down to pores. If you have enlarged pores or your pores are clogged and you're trying to clean out all of that, and at the same time you still want to put on makeup, get a luminous foundation, get a glowy foundation. Those are going to actually help out with the pores. Okay, stay away from mattifying foundations, stick foundations, and powder foundations. And you guys, the crazy thing about after I did this research is that my Neutrogena Mineral Shears Loose Powder Foundation is a powder foundation that I actually apply like underneath my eyes and sometimes just like to highlight. And I don't put it all over my face because I realized that when I was putting this powder all over my face, I said, for some reason, when I use this powder all over my face, I see a difference. So I just set my under eyes, or I might highlight the areas of my face, like my forehead here, my chin, and my under eyes, and maybe my nose. And that's it. I don't put it all over. So yeah, I love this powder foundation, but this is not good for the pores. Okay, so just saying, because I have that in my collection, I use it in every video. But yeah, you guys, I hope this video was interesting. Now that we know that which foundation is good for the pores. Okay, my question in my last video, and I said I would research and find out, is luminous foundations worse for the pores or better for the pores, or is mattifying foundations worse or better for the pores? It was all about the pores. Which one was the best for the pores? And luminous foundation wins. Okay, so that is the answer. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please come back for more videos, and I appreciate y'all for watching my video today, and come back, there will be plenty. And if you like, comment, you know the drill. Turn on your notification bell so you won't miss a video, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, you guys, I will see y'all in my next video, and take care, okay? Bye-bye.